Welcome back to the channel. This week we lab test the 2020 Toyota Sequoia TRD Pro. Now, that's all for fun. I am not condoning any kind of illegal activity, contraband. Dog treats, however, are totally permissible, and Abby and Andy definitely take those things seriously. But I gotta say, there are some peculiar storage spots and features that make this Sequoia truly special. Now, at first glance, you might get a running start, jump on in, and think, woo, this is a tad dated. And it is, but in the same respect, if it didn't have some of these features, it just wouldn't be as good. Take, for example, those chunky big old buttons, because they work and they're so easy to control. And as a matter of fact, if anything, there needs to be more. These poor little ones up top, they're kind of left out. They need to be big and chunky too. Now, the display screen, it's nothing to get crazy excited about. It's not super fast, there is some lag, but it does have smartphone integration, and that's what really counts. When I hooked up my ROG Phone 3 for the first time, it connected so seamlessly. You didn't have to search all around, wait a billion years. And the same was with my iPhone. Apple CarPlay, just plug in and go. Now, you already saw some of the hidden storage in the door, the double front console, but probably the best and most secretive spot that you could really tuck something away in here is right down here. You pull up this trim piece and you think, oh, it's just a little narrow slot, until you reach down and the secret compartment is revealed. Yeah, you could definitely tuck away some things in here and no one would even know. Okay, what the? Is in here. You kind of have to jam your hand in a little bit. I was hoping for some money, not a toothbrush. I'm gonna look up who had this last. Well, PSA, make sure you brush 2 times a day. In our household, we do 3. You know what else is pretty special about this Sequoia? Boom! This giant center console. I think it's bigger than the closet I had in my first New York City apartment, Broome Street. Yep, because I didn't have one. But this is more than just a bin. Look what this removable piece says. Remove for hanging file. Toyota, do you mean these file folders? Let's see. Now that is handy. I mean, you really can conduct a business out of here. Yeah, I'm open. I'm open till 3 o'clock today. Wait, hold on. Let me check my files. And speaking of big, you can fit some big mugs in these cup holders. Wait, I'm sorry. Hold on one second. There are 16 cup holders in this Sequoia. 16. You got plenty. And in the Platinum Edition, you get 18 because you have an extra little center console in that back area. Now, some Sequoias have an outlet right back here. This one doesn't have it, and it wouldn't be strong enough to heat up my hot water kettle. I have an extension cord running back to the house right now, but just keep in mind that is an option. But enough with that. I want to show you some of the dog-friendly features. So when traveling with pups, this is more than just dog-friendly. I honestly feel, yeah, Andy, I agree, that Toyota was really thinking about dogs when they designed this thing. Take, for example, climate. You have 3-zone with a dedicated button up there and clearly labeled buttons back here. It can't get any easier. It's super powerful, and you have 4 ceiling vents. Moving around here is so easy, especially with this center aisle. You don't even have to move these captain's chairs. I can literally fit with room to spare. Abby and Andy have been able to freely move back and forth, and technically you could put a bed right here where Andy is and not have to give up a single seat for a dog. And because the floor space has so much room, I even found Abby laying in this section. So think about it, if you need the 7 seats but you also have dogs, you could really make this work. But just keep in mind, if you get the Platinum trim, you actually have a center console that eats up this space, so you're not gonna have this open aisle. Personally, this configuration is way more dog friendly, right? Yes, it is, and Andie would agree. Would you agree too? And speaking of space, in the rear with all the seats up, it's not a ton, but when you start to fold the seats down, look at how big this is. If you're an owner of one of those fabulous extra large dog breeds, they will have plenty of space and great headroom. Plus, there's also some underfloor storage. And you gotta check this out. When you fold down the second row seat, you have this little flap here. Now in some vehicles, you're left with this big gap in the back. Not very good for dogs. They can easily get their paws, their legs trapped in there. We don't want to break any legs. Well, not in here. This special flap will totally prevent that. Another dog-friendly design is this step in the rear. Without it, it would be so much higher and harder for dogs to enter and exit. And it was really helpful for me too. You can sit comfortably, use it as a footrest, and hang out for hours. And thankfully, this is a power liftgate. The button is right here on the side, so you're not reaching up trying to get it. And technically, there is a walk-away lock feature, so you don't have to fiddle with your key fob like I initially was doing. Because look at those special triangular buttons, lock and unlock. But the best part about this rear door when it comes to dogs, you ready for it? The window can go down. That's right. This has been a ton of fun for me and the dogs. This alone is a huge selling feature, and you don't know what you're missing until you experience it. And the fact it's electronic makes it even better. This should be a staple feature on all SUVs. Now, driving faster speeds, I haven't left the window down fully. I imagine you could, but it is quite cold out. But cruising around the back roads at low speeds, it's absolutely adorable. It was so convenient for me the other day because I took them on a walk, then put them in the car, got a little filming done. They were able to rest, relax, enjoy a cool breeze, and I didn't have to worry about them running off on me. As for me, it's kind of hard to explain how empowered you feel when driving this. It literally feels like you can conquer the world in here, no matter what season or condition, no matter who's next to you on the road. Plus, I kind of feel when people see you barreling towards them, they move over because, let's be honest, this is a little intimidating. Especially this one, the TRD Pro. Even more so in this exterior color. Because this is a TRD Pro, you're going to get those special wheels. I mean, look at those wheels. And the tires, they are deadly looking, along with the black roof rack, black accents, and I love that the badges are black too. And that huge Toyota across the front grille. You also get LED fog lights on here. And the headlights and taillights alone are just so big. This TRD Pro is a 5.7 liter V8 engine mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission. I'm in 2-wheel drive, it has 4-wheel drive, and it has a towing capacity of 7,100 pounds. And while the capabilities are impressive, this is still a Toyota, tuned like a Toyota, and it is so easy to drive. It's kind of crazy how I could go from driving a sedan one week and then hop in here and feel completely comfortable. Visibility is really good. Your side view mirrors are huge. Pair that with the blind spot monitor and a backup camera, whether you're changing lanes in the rain or backing up in a parking spot, you'll feel that much more aware and confident of what's around you. And the dogs are extremely comfortable too. Abby can literally lay on a seat, full body supported, and for reference, she's just about 50 pounds now. Andie's bed is nice and flat, her sight lines are great. And despite no air suspension, I think she's enjoying her ride back there. This Sequoia just has so much utility, so much space, especially when you add a roof box like we have on top. Just like in our Highlander video, I mentioned that Toyota and Yakima, they have a partnership. So when you buy a Toyota, you can also purchase a roof box at the dealership. Even if you only take a few road trips a year, it's totally worth it. It's that much more comfortable when you're just not packed out on the inside. Initially, we planned to take a road trip, but with COVID numbers going up, we decided to stay home. But that didn't stop me having fun with this box. But remember, it's on top of a Sequoia, so you're probably gonna need a ladder, climb up on the seats to reach it, but you can definitely pack it out and it's great exercise too. I'm always on the hunt to find the best vehicles for dogs. And after spending 2 weeks in here, I'm honestly starting to reconsider my future purchase options because this truly is fantastic when it comes to large dogs. But despite all my pros, there are a few cons. For example, the gas tank. It's huge, but you're only going to get an estimated combined 14 miles per gallon. So that's a downfall for sure. More money on gas, more stops with dogs, not the greatest when you're taking a road trip. And yes, it's got that dated look. That front trim really irks me. It would be nice to spruce it up a bit, but please keep the big buttons. And it also would be nice to have a panoramic moonroof. And maybe the price to be a little less expensive. This particular one, the TRD Pro, starts at $64,000 US. But remember, this is a Toyota, so you are buying reliability, and it is going to last for years. But overall, the pros far exceed any cons I might have. So let's make it official. Andie, is the Toyota Sequoia lab approved? Yep, it is totally lab approved. Thanks so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to follow us on Twitch and Instagram and subscribe to this channel. And we'll see you next time. Bye.